Hey yo guys, this is Jared aka the SAINTofSINS on Xbox Live, bringing you some more MLB thoughts with some MLB 2K12 gameplay in the background. And well guys, there's just no real good way to put it. I'm embarrassed. My predictions have set me back to a 1-2 record so far, and who really would have thought that Kyle Lohse would have been so overwhelmingly dominant over the Miami Marlins that he would have left them hitless through 6 full. I guess what I forgot to take into account was how notoriously impatient the Marlins have always been. This was their downfall. But hey, we still have a lot of baseball to go through, and possibly I can bounce back from this just on today's performance. So let's get into some of the games that are going to be played out today. Kicking off activities for today's games will be the Boston Red Sox and the Detroit Tigers battling it out in Comerica Park, as Jon Lester takes to the mound for the Red Sox, taking on last year's AL Cy Young Award winner and MVP Justin Verlander. This should be a fantastic pitching duel, but give me the Red Sox to go over clean on this one, simply because Verlander has a case history of always having a rough start in the month of April. Over the past 3 years and 15 starts, Verlander has posted a 4-7 record with a 5.11 ERA. This tips me to believe that Boston might just get away with a big victory here over the reigning MVP. Looking over at Citi Field, the Braves will send out Tommy Hanson to take on the returning Johan Santana. This will be the first start for the left-handed ace in over a year, as the last time we had seen Santana in any capacity was on September 2nd of 2010. That fact alone gives me enough reason to pause and think that Santana may not be sharp enough to take on a team that is playoff contenders right now. So lock me down for a Braves victory at Citi Field. Quickly bouncing over to Pennsylvania, where the Pirates will be hosting the Phillies, as Roy Halladay takes to the mound to take on the resurgent Erik Bedard. Though I do believe that the Pirates are prime and ready to actually take on, for the first time in over 18 years, a winning season, I don't believe they have the necessary tools to beat up on the Phillies just yet, particularly their pitching. Though the Phillies will be down their big bats in Chase Utley and Ryan Howard, at least for the moment, that still doesn't leave Erik Bedard in the clear to actually outpitch Roy Halladay. I believe run support will be scarce in this one, thanks in large part to the big injuries to the Phillies offense, but still not enough for the Pirates to declare a victory over Roy Halladay. So give me the Phillies in this one. Over at Wrigley, the Cubs will be sending up Brian Dempster to undertake the large task of out-dueling Steven Strasburg and the Washington Nationals. This one solely comes down to the fact that the Cubs are completely and utterly destroyed. They have almost nothing to offer offensively anymore, and their pitching is so scarce that it almost rivals the absolute disaster that is the Houston Astros organization. So give me the Nationals to take this one easy. Over in Cleveland, the Blue Jays hope that starter Ricky Romero will continue to grow as the ace of this staff as he takes on the Indians and Justin Masterson. The Blue Jays are rolling into this one with solid spring outings from Eric Thames, Edwin Encarnacion, Jose Bautista, and Travis Snider, all of whom will be looking to put a dent in Masterson's solid April outings. With 68 2/3 innings pitched over the past 3 years, Masterson has collected a 7-3 record with a 3.28 ERA and should pose a serious threat to the Jays offense. But Masterson isn't the only one that has a tremendous April under his belt, as Romero, with his 3 seasons, has pitched 96 innings and has a solid 6-4 record with a 2.44 ERA, with batters only averaging 2.11 off of him. He has also collected 85 strikeouts. This stands as my reason for the Blue Jays to go over the Indians. Over at the Great American Ballpark, the Reds will be sending to the mound Johnny Cueto to host the visiting Marlins, and their newly acquired offseason signing Mark Buehrle. Though he may have seen only a few of the current Reds bats, Buehrle is boasting a healthy batting average against of .220, having limited Jay Bruce, Brandon Phillips, and Scott Rowland to a combined 3 hits. But if Kyle Lohse has taught me anything, is that this Miami Marlins offense is extremely susceptible to striking themselves out, or at least chasing pitches and putting them into play for bad outs. Therefore, I believe Johnny Cueto can and will dominate this matchup and bring the Reds to a victory. And finally in San Diego, the Padres will be sending up their newly acquired starter Edinson Volquez to take on last year's National League Cy Young Award-winning pitcher Clayton Kershaw and the Los Angeles Dodgers. While I could point out that Volquez has many questions surrounding his abilities to finally become the star pitcher that many scouts proclaimed him to become, I'd much rather point out that Clayton Kershaw, in 3 starts, has 2 complete games under his belt against the San Diego Padres, pitching 25 1/3 innings, surrendering only 15 hits and 5 earned runs, for a ERA total of 178. In the end, I think the 2011 National League Cy Young Award winner will place in a perfect bid for his repeat this year, as he leads the Dodgers to a victory. So to recap my picks, I've got Boston over Detroit, Atlanta over New York, Philadelphia over Pittsburgh, Washington over the Chicago Cubs, the Blue Jays taking down Cleveland, the Reds beating the Marlins, and the Dodgers prevailing over the Padres. And that's going to do it for this video. I will see you guys later.